Welcome to the Raider Talks game preview. I am your host, Art Navarrete, here alongside Nick Ibarra. Before we get started, hit that subscribe button down below for Raider content all season long. Make sure to stick around for our keys to the game, our offensive and defensive player of the game prediction for the Raiders, along with our score predictions. Nick, Raiders, Bears. Raiders 3-3 in this game. Bears are 1-5.
Yeah.
Raiders heading to Chicago. Huge game for the Las Vegas Raiders. And according to ESPN, Nick, the Raiders are going to lose this game. 43.9% chance to win this game to the Bears 55.7%.
Yeah, they probably still think Jimmy G's playing, to be honest with you. But like I always say, you got to put the ball down and play. We do take that trip. We play noon their time. It's 10 o'clock our time. Nothing really matters. We go in with a 2-game win streak. They come in struggling. They're probably without Justin Fields. We still don't know who we're at right now, but we know that Jimmy G isn't playing. This is going. It gives us a chance to go above 500, 4-3. And this is pretty much what we all been waiting for after that Denver game. Just to be above 500. And we're here, and we got 60 minutes of football to do it. And this should be a good one.
Similar to last week, a must-win game.
Yeah.
And similar to last week, it's a game that the Raiders typically lose. Like the Raiders, the past 15 years, they typically lose. So what's your confidence level going into this game? After a win last week, where we kind of, got the win despite everying that goes on.
It's 50-50. And because you don't know what Raiders team is going to come out. We're probably going to face a backup quarterback, an undrafted rookie backup quarterback. No matter who our quarterback is, they are going to be a little bit experienced. But, with the trip and everything, you don't know. This is a game where we typically lose. And I remember one time we played the Bears going into Soldier Field. We were hot, trying to go, I think, 3-1 maybe, and we lost. And it wasn't us. So, I hope that this isn't one of those trap games or one of those games where we come out and just, put up a blank and don't do anything. But, our offense has a little bit potential to do something, if it's AOC or Hoyer. And I hope we get the job done, Art.
The good thing is that in the building, there's more sense of urgency than there has been in the past.
Yeah.
So that's the confidence I have in this Raider team to come out and perform and at least, give us a chance to win every time we're out there. And that's what they've done for most of the games this year. 5 out of these 6 games, they have gone out, competed, and gave us a chance to win. And I don't expect anything different in this game. And I expect us to win this game. But it should be an interesting one, just like every Raider game, until they show us that they can beat a team by, 7 or 10 or more. It's always going to be these tight games in our mind.
And I told you this off camera. I said this, on camera. No matter, until they show us, I'm thinking this is going to be a close game. It's going to be neck and neck, back and forth. Either we're going to let them back in the ball game if we control it, or we're going to be back in this ball game if they somehow control it. This is going to be a good one. This is probably going to go down to the wire. Minutes left in the fourth quarter. We just got to come out and do the right thing.
Defensively, this Raiders team is hot, very hot. The last 2 games against New England, they only gave up 17.
Yeah.
To Green Bay, they only gave up 13. To the Chargers, they only gave up 24. And plus, that was our offense giving the Chargers the ball on our side of the field.
Yeah.
And then the Pittsburgh game, they only gave up 23. This defense is hot. And this is a big game for the defense, especially if a backup quarterback plays. They can't go all to pieces right now.
Yeah.
They had to keep it rolling. They got to keep their momentum going.
Yeah, this defense got to keep their momentum going. This defense has won us the past 2 ball games. We got to keep it going. This team gives up a lot of sacks. The front's got to sit there and dominate, bully their way to get to that quarterback and, take them down.
I think it's going to be a big deal for the Raiders stopping the run. I think whenever we've had trouble in the last 4 weeks, it's been in the run game.
Yeah.
It's usually 2 drives in a game where the run game just dominates this Raider defense.
Yeah.
Raider defense can't let that happen. Patrick Graham's got to predict it before it even happens. And I think that's the big deal. If we can stop the run, I think we're a pretty good defense, because every time we don't stop the run, that's when teams put up points.
Yeah. That's how Patriots got back in. A couple drives, they ran it kind of all over us. They ran the ball good, and you know, we gave up some yards, we gave up some points, and it was a brand new ball game, or not a brand new ball game, but it was a ball game. So, yeah, control the run a little bit, and I think we should be all right.
Yeah, that's happened in all these games: the Charger game, the Packer game, the Patriot game. I think Patrick Graham has done a great job, especially in-game adjustments.
Yeah.
The run dominates us, and then the next drive, it seems like we're stuffing the run easy. I think Patrick Graham needs to set that plan early that we're pretty good against the pass. Let's stop the run.
Yeah.
And I think that would be a pretty good defensive stand by the Raiders if they can do that.
Yeah, especially with their rookie quarterback. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure they're going to try to run the ball and not have him throw, 30-something times. Stuff the run, stop the run, and we'll be all right.
Yeah. Should be another big day for Max Crosby in this defensive front. They've been hot. I mean, what do you expect from Max in this game?
I expect a couple sacks and him just to be a bully. Like I said, their offensive line gives up some sacks. And, I saw a thing on Twitter that, when the backup quarterback came in, he got sacked a couple times and a lot of pressure. So, I'd say we throw everything at him. And, Max Crosby leads that. And, hopefully he gets a couple sacks and takes charge.
Another big game for Max. Marcus Peters has been a guy that, we've been saying his name a lot. It seemed like he started off a little slow for the Raiders, and then I think he's just gotten better and better and better every week at the corner position. With a rookie quarterback playing, do you think it might be a day where Peters gets his first pick?
I hope so.
As a Raider?
He's been close. What, 2 or 3 times maybe?
Yeah.
And one should have been a pick 6, but hopefully this is it. He's been kind of all over the ball. He created a turnover in that Pittsburgh game. No, not Pittsburgh game. The other one.
Yes.
Yeah. In Green Bay game, I'm sorry. Created a turnover, Spillane got the pick, so now it's time for him to get one of those, maybe even 2 of those, and really take over.
I think Amik and Jacorian Bennett did not have great games last game. How important is it for those guys to get going and have a good game?
It's important for at least me speaking, just Amik, because we don't know how long Hobbs is going to be out. I don't even know if he's going to play this Sunday. And Amik stepped in that role, and you see him do some good things. Then you see him do some things like, well, what are you doing that for? One is the game against Green Bay and everything, but it's important for him to step up and have a really good game.
Yeah, I think it's important for Amik. He has... He's an aggressive player, which I really like, but did miss some tackles, made some mistakes last game. I think there's a really good game for Amik to bounce back, and I think it's going to be huge for him to bounce back, get that momentum going on the defensive side. Jacorian Bennett, I don't think had a great day as well.
Yeah.
I think Jacorian Bennett needs to get in his groove a little bit as well. Peters, keep playing good. Merrick, I mean, he's the safety that we drafted in the first round now.
Yeah. This is like I said, why we picked him in the second round.
Second round.
This is why we, everything. This is the guy who he was supposed to be. Looked lost in that Denver game. Looked lost, years before this. He comes in after that Denver game and looks like a really good, great safety. Not missing tackles everywhere. Ball hawk. He should have like 3 or 4 picks. That's how much he's around. And he's really playing good.
Yeah, he's being really aggressive, and that's what I really like. This linebacker group, you have Diablo, who didn't play that much in the last game.
Yeah.
Luke Masterson played more, and Spillane were the main linebackers. I think Diablo's struggling a little bit right now, but I'm glad to see Masterson step up, because the linebackers did play a pretty good game, and the week before in the Green Bay game and the Charger game, they struggled a little bit. So this linebacker group is another group that they need to continue playing good to keep this defense rolling. Because that one day they played bad, which is the Charger game. So many missed tackles. They're running so easily, and it's really huge for linebackers to stop that run.
Yeah, and with how Chicago's playing, I think linebackers can stuff the run, help the run game, and help the passing game a little bit. If they decide short throws, I don't know what the arm is of that rookie quarterback in Chicago, but if they do short throws, I mean, they're right there too. We saw Spillane get a couple grabs. Just be in the right place at the right time right there. So this could be another week for like that, and linebackers should have a good week.
Offensively for the Raiders, at quarterback, there's 3 options that could potentially be going out there. Jimmy Garoppolo, who is most likely going to be out.
Yeah.
Aiden O'Connell and Brian Hoyer. We think it's going to be Aiden O'Connell. So we're going to talk we'll talk both ways, but Aiden O'Connell starts. I think it's going to be a lot of good things can happen.
Yeah.
Devontae's been asking for the ball. I think Aiden's the perfect guy, a gunslinger, to give him the ball, and he ain't scared of throwing a double, triple coverage.
Yeah, he's not scared at all. We saw that. We saw that what's it called, So no matter who it is, if it's AOC, if it's Hoyer, I think this offense is going to run the same. I think we're going to see some deep balls, and I think we're going to see Devontae be the focal point of this week and have a really good game. And shoot, our offense might look a little bit better this week.
I think it is going to look better this week. I feel like even though we haven't played great, I think we have made strides.
Yeah.
Little tiny strides. I think this is a good time for the Raiders to make a kind of a big stride and just get into that 20-point mark, score in the 20s. And I think this is the week where they can do it.
Yeah, I hope this is the week that they do it. 6 weeks without scoring 20 is a bit odd. We've never had an offense like this. We've always scored points. It's always been defense. It seems like quarterback playing offense is the one that's holding us back. Hopefully this is the week where it all gets going.
What do you mean? What do you mean back in the day that it was only offense?
Well,
I think it was both.
Well, it was both, but we're still sitting there scoring 20-something points and averaging. Yeah, I think we're averaging, maybe 15, 16 points?
Yeah,
I don't think we've averaged this low in a while.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but I like to see a bigger number on the board.
Yeah, we'd like to see some points on the board in this game. I think you have two guys that will, throw the ball. You saw Hoyer come in, throw that beautiful ball to Trey Tucker, and he was not scared to throw the rock and look downfield with it. And Aiden O'Connell was the same way. So I think this could be a day where those guys might be aggressive and we might put some points on the board. But the thing I'm scared of with Aiden is that our defense is playing really good right now, that I feel like if the offense doesn't turn over the ball at all, we win the football game.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I'm kind of scared with Aiden, because he might turn the ball over a couple times. And I think ball security is going to be such a huge one this one. I feel like if we don't give up the ball, give it to him, I think we're going to win this football game. And that's where I have more confidence in Hoyer. But I think we should go out with O'Connell first. But just putting that out there. You can't turn over the ball because of how our defense is playing. You can't give Bears extra chances.
If you looked at what he did against the Chargers and you just saw, okay, there were some great things, but then there were some things like, okay, you fumbled twice, and then you were throwing it into double, triple coverage. Like, why are you doing that for? Like, you're throwing 50-50 balls on first and second down. Like what are you doing? So that's just one thing, just like, okay, hopefully you don't have a turnover problem this week. Hopefully, you keep the ball to yourself and then not get too crazy when throwing deep or whatever. But, yeah, I do think he gives us the best chance to win and gets this offense going.
Yeah, so hopefully both these quarterbacks are aggressive, to a certain extent that we want them. Like a little more than Jimmy, because Jimmy's not aggressive at all. But they need to take care of the ball as well, because that's going to be so important, especially with how our defense is playing. Now let's move on to our keys to the game, Nick. 3 keys to the game each. You go first.
Yeah, offensive line, step up a little bit. Give Josh Jacobs some room. If AOC is quarterbacking, keep him clean. You didn't keep him clean 7 times last time he was quarterbacking, and it resulted in 7 sacks. A couple fumbles and everything. Keep him clean, and it starts with you guys. Get this offense rolling.
Win the turnover battle is my first key of the game. I think this is the biggest one. If the defense can create some turnovers, man, that's just a plus. But it's huge for us offense not to give the Bears free chances.
Yeah. My second one, red zone offense. Score more. Be more efficient. We went 1 for 6. We could have put up 42 points last week, Art. 42 points, and we only came away with 1 touchdown and the rest field goals. Be more efficient. Let's put up some points on the board. Play calling and just everybody. Quarterback play, wide receivers, everybody. Be more efficient when we're in the red zone.
My second key of the game is kind of similar to yours, but play calling. Josh McDaniels, I thought his play calling was better. It's been taking stride. It's been getting a little bit better. Not to where we want it to be, but it's going to be huge that he improves his play calling. And coming off what you said, importantly in the red zone. Get creative in the red zone. Get that ball in there no matter what. In the red zone, you can't just run the ball every time and expect to get in, especially when we haven't run the ball good all year. Be creative. Run slants. Run play action. Do whatever you got to do to score touchdowns.
My last one, give Devontae the ball. He's been talking all week. He wants the ball. This has been the big narrative. Is he going to want out? His quarterback's not there. What is it? He's here to be great. He wants to do some great things, and he feels like with the ball in his hand, this offense can be great. Get the ball to him. I expect him to have a big day.
Amen. That's my third key of the game. With Devontae, he doesn't care what happens if we win. That's just plain and simple. But the way we have been winning the last couple of weeks, he knows his team, like this Raider team, can win games more significantly.
Yeah.
The Raiders can dominate a little bit more if you give Devontae the ball, and they can reach their full potential if you give Devontae more touches. And I agree with Devontae. Give him more touches, give him the ball, and with the couple rants he's gone on the past couple of weeks, I think there's a good week for him to get the football. And I think that's going to be a very big focal point for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Like you said.
Yeah,
really.
me too.
Offensive and defensive player of the game predictions for the Raiders. Nick, this week we'll start offensively.
Okay, I mean, we're going to keep on going from what we did in Wichita. I'm going Devontae. I think he's going to have a big game. I think he's going to have close to maybe 10 catches, 150-something yards, maybe even a couple touchdowns. Like I said, he's been talking. I don't think he wants out. He wants the ball. He wants his offense to run smoothly. He thinks he can be a focal point in that. Devontae Adams have a big day in Chicago.
Daniel Carl. I'm just kidding. We're going to need Carlson this game.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say early. But offensively for the Raiders, usually we don't have back-to-back same picks. I'll go Aiden. I'll just go Aiden. If Aiden plays quarterback, which 80% sure he's going to play quarterback, I think Aiden's going to go off. And I think our two players combined could be the players of the game offensively for the Raiders, Aiden and Devontae Adams.
Yeah. My player needs your player needs my player.
Yeah, so we can watch this game all pumped up for our players now in this one. We'll go defensively for the Raiders here.
Defensively, I'm going Max Crosby. I just think, and in weeks past, we always say, well, he's the only one doing anything, and you look at how many pressures and sacks he's getting and tackles for losses. I see a line who has given up a lot of sacks. I see a quarterback who I think Patrick Graham's going to throw everything at in Chicago. So I think Max Crosby comes away and has a huge day.
I'm going to take Trayvon Merrick. I'll take Trayvon Merrick. He's been playing good. He's been an animal. He's been all around the field. He's been getting picks. He's been getting tackles. And I see no different in this game. I got Trayvon Merrick in this one. That's a safe pick for me. Max Crosby's obviously the safety blanket, and I'll take another safety blanket. Trayvon Merrick, he's just been lights out.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely lights out. Now we'll do our score prediction, Nick. Are the Raiders going to score over 20 this week, Nick?
Yeah, they are. I originally said we were probably going to win 17-13, 17-something. Sitting here talking about Devontae, talking about O'Connell, talking about this offense. I think Raiders go out and beat Chicago 24-14. I think we come out, score 3 touchdowns, kick a field goal. We look good in the red zone. I think this is the week we put everything together and play a complete football game, and we win 24-14.
Oh. I'm so torn. I'm torn right now, Nick. I'm torn between we're going to whoop them up or just going to be a normal Raider game where we win by safety. I don't know. Man, this is tough. I'm going to go 20-17. Raiders win. And Carlson's going to use his leg on a couple of them. 2017 Raiders win, and I hope the prediction's the one that's right. I hope mine is the one that's totally wrong. I hope yours is right. But 2017, again, until the Raiders show me that they can dominate or something, then I'm never going to really pick them to dominate. But I always pick my Raiders to win. Raiders going to win a close one, 2017. That's what I got.
Yeah, I figured, we come out, and we've looked dominant at times against the Patriots. That first half, we looked dominant. Yeah. The first quarter, we looked dominant. It was 100-something yards to just a couple and just the time of possession and everything, but you just couldn't finish in the red zone. So I think, we fixed that. We put up some points, and by halftime, me and you were texting like, okay, yeah, we got this in the bag. This is going to be a cool second half. I know with the Raiders. Life ain't that perfect, Nick. I know with the Raiders a lot. This isn't, everything ain't easy. We can't have just a simple ball game, but I expect us to go, and hopefully this is a week where everything comes together.
As long as the Raiders win, I don't care how they win. Because you win 3 in a row in the National Football League, and you go to over 500.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, especially this early in the season for a team like the Raiders. So, how we've been. But I'm going to be excited no matter what. And then we'll have a great Monday night game. against the Lions. But got to take care of business in Chicago. I don't care how we do it. Let's just get the win. Let's just get a win.
Exactly. Like I said kind of last week, but I didn't know with the whole red zone thing and everything. But, this week, no matter what, you're on the road. I don't care what their record is. I don't care who's quarterbacking. Just come out of there with victory. Come out of there and just take business. Take care of business.
I'm pumped up for this game, Nick.
Yeah, me too.
I'm pumped up. This is huge. This is a huge game. Early in the season, after we were 1-3, it felt like, are we ever going to get a game like this again? And the Raiders have an opportunity to get a game like this again, and they need to take advantage of it. A big game, a huge game, going to feel like a playoff game for the Raider fans.
Yeah, you need it. You need to go over 500, for how bad we've looked on offense and how bad we looked at times. And, we were calling for Josh McDaniels' head, and this offense sucks and this and that. And, we're in the running for Caleb Williams now and this and that. I mean, this was supposed to be the Caleb Williams Bowl. Remember we said a couple...
You said it. I didn't say it.
I said it.
I said we're still winning the Super Bowl. That's what I said.
I said this is the Caleb Williams Bowl, But, now we have an opportunity to go above 500, 4-3. The first 7 games are for how bad we've been playing and how bad this offense has been playing. To go 4-3 in the first 7 games would be nice. And then, then we have the Detroit game, then the 2 New York games. We stack a couple more wins together, and now we're looking good going into December. Now you start looking to stacking wins and everything, and it begins this week. Let's go.
Let's go, Raiders. Take care of business. Root hard for your team. We'll see you guys next time, and go Raiders.
Go Raiders.